Hi, Alex. My name's Alyssa. First off, I want to say thank you so much for waiting. And second off, I want to just get into your chart reading and not waste any more time babbling about nothing. So you wanted to know like a focus on relationships. So I'm going to read your chart in the way of relationships. So just to make sure, you're born July 10th, 1992, 8:30 a.m. in El Paso, Texas. You have your sun in Cancer in the 12th, your Leo ascendant, and your moon in Sagittarius in the fourth house. And I see a lot of stuff going on in your chart. You have a lot of pretty pictures. You have a lot of hard pictures, but for the most part, you have a lot going on. So you have this grand trine, Jupiter, Mars, Neptune grand trine, which means you're highly creative, for one. Um, Ambitious, you're going to succeed, but you didn't ask me about your career. I see that your Sun and Venus are both in the 12th house. This is a really hard placement for relationships in general. Sun in the 12th can be a martyr. It's a martyr placement. Your Sun rules your 12th. And the reason why it is a martyr placement, somebody who victimizes themselves, is because you have been victimized through your life. Your perception of your life is that you felt very ignored and put down and put upon and just like you were in everybody's way. So you kind of live your life like I'm in everybody's way. I don't know how to be. And it's interesting because you are like the 10th or 15th person I've seen with Sun in your 12th house who also has Mars in your midheaven. Mars in the midheaven is a place where you take ambition and you drive your point into the wall. And I think and in like your career and whatever, and you're like, no, you know what? I will not stand for this anymore. I am strong and I am mighty and I'm going to go and I'm going to take it. Actually, Kanye West has a sun in the 12th house and he has an Aries midheaven, which is a similar aspect. Just, I've been in myself for so long, but when it comes to my career, I'm just gonna fucking take shit. You didn't ask about your career, but this is important because it adds to your sun sign. It means that you don't go down without a fight. And that's very important. Having your Venus there, Venus is the planet of love. So you love, and you love very hard. So in Cancer, when you love somebody, you want to give to them. You want to cook them food, make them meals, comfort them, nurture them, love them. It's conjunct your sun, so you want to give them yourself. And you want to be a part of them. And because it's in the 12th, and the 12th feels victimized, that's how it is in love. You feel like you have to hide your love away all the time, that you have to hide from the things that you love, that it's hard for you to even admit when you love somebody, even admit to yourself sometimes if it's like way too difficult or there's like, oh, there's no reason that person would also love me. But the thing is that when something's in your 12th, you hide it. You hide everything. You hide your ego because it's in the 12th. You hide your Venus. You hide your love. But it doesn't mean that people aren't going to love it, that people aren't going to like it, that it should be hidden. In fact, it shouldn't be hidden. The one thing that you want to do with this is learn to love very selflessly. You're going to meet people in your life that you can heal through loving, that aren't going to be the most lovable people, but you have the ability to truly love them. And as long as you see that, it's not like you're doing them a favor to truly love them, but you truly love them because you can see through all of their walls and their bullshit. And if that allows them to open up back to you, then you have a love connection. These kind of love connections for 12th house sun are hard to find because most people that need healing, they don't accept it and they run away or they're dicks and they're not worth it. Or they stay and they take everything from you. And you need to find somebody who gives back eventually, who's able to give to you, who allows their walls to be taken down. And I think it's a way like what you want to, because 12th house Venus is highly romantic. I mean, you are. You're a romance person. And as much as you don't really want to admit that out loud or anything, it's kind of like written all over your chart. um, Having Mercury on on your ascendant, right in Leo, means one, you are attractive to people because you have that Leo ascendant. You're charming. So even though you're hiding this shit, you also are putting on a really good act. And that act is, oh, I'm not hiding anything. But you're an iceberg. You're absolutely hiding everything. And you show a little bit, and that little bit's flashy. And Mercury's there, so you're a communicator. You know how to speak. Sometimes you might want to get quiet because Mercury is falling in your 12th house, but it's so conjunct to your ascendant that sometimes you can just speak through your eyes. People are like, I can always tell what you're thinking just by looking at your eyes. And you're like, what? That just kind of goes with the territory of the Mercury on your on your ascendant. You can't help it. The best kind of person for you is somebody who does see all these things, who actually is able to help you and seek you out, and where you guys can almost save each other. And I know, like, a savior, hero, victim, like, kind of relationship is just kind of ridiculous. And I want to let you know it's ridiculous because it's hard, because it doesn't work out the way you think it's going to work out. But if you know that everything that you do for love is for love, and that it's for you, it's because you're battling some sort of karmic issue that says that maybe you abused love in a past life or something, or you're brought into this life having to cure your family's karmic issues of abusing love. And so you are stuck with this need to just love unconditionally and selflessly and give and not take, and not to rationalize taking from other people. And eventually finding somebody who gives you right back. And that is always like kind of the double savior relationship. We're going to save each other. And it's going to be romantic, but that shit fizzles, and so you have to choose every day to re-save them. I know, I'm just kind of rambling about this because I don't have my son in the 12th house, but I've seen a lot of people with it, and that's normally what happens. It's a very hard place when it comes to, like, true love, but it knows true love more than anybody else does. It knows what it's looking for. And so don't waste your time on crazy people. Now, you also have Saturn right on your descendant in Aquarius. This means that all of your lessons come in the form of relationships. You're going to be constantly in relationship issues. And I didn't see this before because this is like perfectly in line with your ascendant and descendant, but you have a grand cross as well as this grand trine, as well as a mystic rectangle. But your grand cross is the most important because, as far as relationships go, because it hits your Mars on your midheaven, it's your Mercury on your ascendant, and it's your Pluto on your IC, and then it hits your Saturn on your descendant. You're super creative. You're a creative genius. You're also super psychic because all these conjunctions to your angles, your IC, MC, AC, DC, all those planet conjunctions show a psychic power. You have vibrations in your bones. You can tell when other people are feeling things or when you're feeling things, yada, yada, yada. And they're hard, too, because they're all squaring, meaning your Mercury and your ascendant, you speak with your eyes, like you can't help it. You're always kind of communicating to everybody no matter what, and you're charming. But it's square your midheaven in Taurus with your Mars there, so you can be kind of a bully on occasion, which then makes people not so charmed by you. And then you squares your Saturn on your descendant, which all you want to do is find love, but you have so many issues finding love, finding that true attachment because of these lessons you have to learn. And then it's going back to Pluto on your IC, which says that when you go home, everything's transforming all the time. And when I say home, like your true deep self, you are constantly in a transformative place, constantly reevaluating yourself and transforming yourself. You know, it makes a lot of sense that you're bisexual because you will always be transforming. There's no way you can put yourself in a box. You are not a box. You have this grand cross, which looks like a box in your chart. It's like this big square with an X in it, but you can't. You're a creative genius. You're truly special and unique. super psychic, and with the ability to read people, you just have this hard problem of most of your lessons revolve in people. You learn about yourself through other people. You always are going to be picking up these crappy relationships and having to figure them out. One thing I would tell you is don't marry somebody during your Saturn return or before. Your Saturn's retrograde, I'd say make sure that you go through your Saturn return really feeling everything out before you choose to go marry anybody and settle down forever, because they might just be blinding you with their something, whatever blinds you. I feel like not a lot blinds you, but I think things do blind you if you don't trust your intuition, trust your gut. You know things about people. That's why you can tell when they're shitty, and that's why you pick them up, and that's why you want to love them. But there are shitty people who can eventually change and love you back, and there are shitty people who are just shitty, and you got to know the difference. Now, you will find love, though. I believe that is a promise for you. You just have to be a good human. I know that seems so weird, but if you're constantly giving to your fellow man and not complaining and not victimizing yourself, and granted, we all complain sometimes. We all want to go woe is me. But if you just keep working hard on yourself and challenging yourself to be the best version of you and giving back as much as you can, you will attract better people into your life, and your lessons won't be as hard, and you'll get through them a lot quicker and find true love in the process. And that is your chart reading. Thank you so much again, Alex. I'll talk to you later. Bye.